Alright, hi there. I've just downloaded, just today as I record this, 23rd of January 2023, I've just downloaded the official new version of OBS Studio, which is version 29, so 29.00. It's not a beta or anything like that, it's just OBS 29. I'm pleasantly surprised with the updates of it. I'm using the HEVC hardware encoder, and I've noticed that the CPU usage has gone down to about 7%. Now, the encoder that I usually use with OBS Studio while making my videos, that's when I do bother to make them, I have usually in the past used the X264. So basically, as far as I understand it, that's the software encoder in layman's terms. If you scroll down to where it says the usage higher equals lower CPU usage, I usually actually put that on medium. So I usually had the CPU thing on medium where, well, the CPU usage would go up to about, I don't know, from memory about 20 or 30%, something like that, which is not very good. So with the introduction, or the HEVC hardware encoder, I've got that now so that the CPU is, so right now it's a 7.1, which is really good. I did a test with the AV1 hardware encoder on the M1 iMac here, and that was very good. I mean, that was okay, but the icon was just blank with a QuickTime thing, like there was no thumbnail, so I knew straight away that I couldn't play it back straight away in QuickTime Player. You'd probably have to put it in iMovie or some other editor or some other player to play it, so I just deleted that and then switched it back to the HEVC hardware encoder, which does me, because I like things to be playable straight away. You get a very low CPU usage and you can play it straight away, so it just makes sense to me. As far as audio encoders go, not audio encoders, the audio filters in OBS 29.00. Let's go into the audio and then click on filters. And this is the way I've got it set up at the moment. There is a new audio filter, but I'll mention that shortly. I've got the 3-band equalizer. I've only got the mid set to 3 dB. So that's just to bring more presence to my voice only. I haven't gone too wild with that. I used to have the gain filter in OBS set to 6 dB. I've stopped doing that now, and I'll tell you why. Why the heck would I turn off the gain filter? Well, there's a new filter called upward compressor. Now, the upward compressor, I would probably recommend having that set to around about default. And why have I got it set to default? Because from what I can see, that seems to work quite well. And the way I've got things set up, and especially with the upward compressor on now, just to sort of bring up the quieter parts, I've found that what I've been able to do, I've actually been able to turn off the gain filter now. So I think the upward compressor is certainly very, very, well, it's a very good idea to look into using it. I'm just going to turn it off. So the upward compressor is turned off right. I'm going to say it on the word now. The upward compressor is turned off. It's turned off right now. So when I said now, I turned it off. Now the audio is still fairly loud. If I turn on the gain filter at 6 dB again, that brings it up, but that might be a little bit too harsh. So I've just turned the gain filter back off again, and the upward compressor. I think what the upward compressor does is that if I sit back a bit, it's still going to be fairly loud. Although the noise gate's going to cut out, you'll sort of hear my voice. If I turn off the upward compressor, it's turned off now. It's not going to be quite as loud, so it does seem to sort of work quite well on the default, so I reckon just have it on default, although like anything, just experiment with it, I suppose. But for my own personal use, I've decided to turn the gain filter off and the upward compressor on. 3-band graphic equalizer on 3 dB mid boost only. You might want to have yours turned off. I like to have mine turned on. I just like a bit more mids. Probably find my voice is a little bit harsh though, because I do have the Aural Exciter turned on in the Rodecaster Pro. I'm just going to go into the Rodecaster settings now. Where is it? Audio processing and FX. I've got the mix set to 40, so it's up there a little bit. It's not too bad. One of my previous videos I had it set to 50, so that was rather harsh. Let's turn the Aural Exciter off. Okay, the Aural Exciter is off now. and the oil exciter, maybe that might sound better, but I just like to be stubborn bastard, so I just have it turned on. I should probably turn the mix down to 30, but I'm just going to leave it on 40. Anyway, so that's OBS 29 on the M1 iMac, and if you use the HEVC hardware encoder, you'll get a fairly low CPU usage of around about 7% and upward compressor to bring up the quieter parts of your voice. See how you go. Try using that instead of the gain filter in OBS. Anyway, that is a bit of a test with OBS 29. Bye for now.